views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Why, hello, welcome back to my show. Hey, I rhymed. I'm also a lyricist. I write my own music and all that. So, this is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page, and today our guest is Anna Marie Pierce. Other name for her was Patty Duke. And I have a guest here, Mike Myers, who is...
the Executive Director of the Fort Wayne affiliate of the National Alliance on Mental Illness.
And
Kathy Bays. I'm currently retired, but I was the Executive Director of NAMI and President and yada yada like that. So,
is Anna there? Anna?
Yes, hi.
Hello. Welcome back. Boy,
Thank you.
We have a lot of good questions for you, girlfriend.
Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, get her done. So, who likes to open up with a question?
I will.
Okay, Mike is going to ask a question.
Yeah, and in our last episode, as it were, we were talking about a little bit about the onset of the illness and your encouragement to people who and families who think they may themselves or may have a family member suffering from bipolar disorder or any serious mental illness for that matter. And you gave a very elegant encouragement to seek out and receive treatment and then stay with the treatment. I think the next thing that I would ask you would be, now you've become an advocate for persons with mental illnesses and for the effective treatment of mental illnesses. And I wonder if you could talk a little bit about what it took for you to get to the place where you could be public about this.
Yes. When I was so ill, usually in the depressive state, I would lie in my bed for months, by the way, months at a time, except to go to the bathroom and attempt suicide.
Wow.
But one of the things that I would think while I was sobbing was, if I ever get out of this, I'm going to make sure everybody else knows how. Oh. Well, that sad dream turned into a happy one, and it came true. I was diagnosed at 35. I was immediately put on medication, which I would say kicked in about, or I was aware of it making a change in about 3 weeks. And the change was just the absence of the motor running and the absence of the need to take to my bed. As the years have gone on, certainly that absence has continued, thank God, and thank science and doctors and people who work in the mental health area. I'd say about 3 years after, I was doing an interview for the TV Guide, and for some reason, I used that opportunity to hint, not to straight out say anything, but to hint about the trouble I'd been experiencing. Well, the writer was a very sensitive and wonderful man, did the article, and within days of the article appearing, publishers started to call.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was faced with the reality of, do I want to really expose myself? And my answer was, oh my God, this is the opportunity I have been waiting for. I'm never quite sure why God put me on this earth. but at that moment I had real clarity about what my job was to be. And so I co-wrote the book and talked about the illness and talked about all of the warts of me. And
You have
what has happened since
Yeah.
is this enormous relief. I can talk to anybody about anything now
what's
because
it called?
I have nothing to hide.
I'm glad for that. It's called A Brilliant Madness.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
What was it called again? The book?
The book was Call Me Anna,
Call Me Anna.
and the reason for that is my parents named, when I was born, named me Anna Marie. When I got into show business at the age of 7-ish, the people changed my name to Patty.
Oh.
And then I became what they promised my mother. They would make me a star, and indeed they did. And so Patty Duke became me. Well, it wasn't for another, 20 years that I realized, I should tell you this part of the story. The way they delivered the news that they were changing my name was they came in the room where I was studying and they said, okay, Anna Marie is dead, you're Patty now.
Wow. That's not nice.
So some 20 years later, it started to occur to me that I needed Anna Marie to be alive and that I am all of those people that those names symbolize. And I love joking with my husband, telling him I'm going to have the longest headstone in the cemetery because I have so many names.
Boy, that must have mucked you up for a long time, dear.
You know, and I didn't realize that it did. Certainly it was independent of the chemical imbalance in my brain,
Yes.
but it certainly was party to, if you remember when we talked last, I talked about how loss is very often the trigger for the illness to show itself. And having that, just that sentence said to me at the age of 7 was a death. And she said it. She said, Anna Marie is dead, you're Patty now.
Wow.
It's not right.
So I must say, I do appreciate my ex-husband, John Aston, who, when I decided I needed my name back, who was very supportive in that and very encouraging. And before long, everybody Lee knew that that's what I preferred to be called. Of course, I went through being a really mature person. If you called me Patty, I simply ignored you.
Right.
I've grown up since then. You can call me anything.
Well, my name's Patty, so
Yes, it is, and it's spelled the same way.
Yeah.
my middle name is Margaret Ann.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I thought so.
So you're close.
Anna,
Yes, all of me, any of me.
all of you. You got 2 books out now, right?
I do. The other one is called A Brilliant Madness.
I'm going to show
The
this.
first one is autobiographical. The second one is a combination of my story and stories from other people, because I wanted to try and touch the reader with the fact that though we have similarities, we are also individuals, and the other people's stories are compelling as well.
How long did it take you to write that, dear?
A year.
A year? Oh, sookie.
How interesting.
I wonder, if you could talk a little bit about, because I noticed that in whizzing through the pages of your book, A Brilliant Madness, as well as looking over your website, that the solution to your issue took about, I think you said 15 years. Now, out here in the hinterlands of the Midwest, we have this this idea about Hollywood that every 4th person is a psychiatrist who is dealing with the issues of the Hollywood elites. And I guess my question would be, if you could if you could speculate as to why it took such a long time to figure out what was going on and then to
Because
begin to
I
affect
was
the
the
solution.
queen of the dial.
I agree with that one. I
A
was like
number
that.
of people would say to me, gee, don't you think you should see somebody? And somebody always meant a psychiatrist. And I would think or say to them, I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Because I equated a mental illness with crazy.
Yes.
And the mental illness is not the same as crazy.
That's the way we
and
grew up.
thank God, because so many people have dedicated their lives to the study of this illness, there is diagnosis, there is treatment, and there is successful treatment. Now, again, not everybody, just as with any other illness. Some people, sadly, will fall through the cracks. But I hope they don't imitate what I did, which was to deny until my whole family was in chaos and pain
I have
before I accepted.
I have a
the
question
diagnosis.
for
Yeah.
you, and you don't need to answer this.
This is Kathy, by the way.
Yes, it is. I have
Hi,
a
Kathy.
question for you. Have you had a chance to talk to Charlie Sheen?
Oh my God, would I love to?
Oh,
No,
my
I
goodness.
haven't.
Well-
I haven't, and I've had to be careful because sometimes, you know, when you have an illness, you become the expert about that illness,
True.
and you go around diagnosing everybody else.
Been there.
I don't want to do that. I wish that I could reach out to Charlie and say, hey, I don't know, I'm just a person, but have you ever thought maybe this aspect could be explored? Now, you know, his dad, Martin Sheen, is, is a real veteran of therapy and becoming a recovered alcoholic and all kinds of things like that. Sadly, the person we usually refuse to take any advice from is our parents.
True.
I have
True.
I have here a little sculpture. This is TV, by the way, not radio.
Oh, so sorry, yes.
That's all right,
Because
darling.
I'm on the phone, I thought it was radio.
Okay, it's all right. I understand because I usually get mixed up myself. They just call me backwards Patty, by the way. I have here a little sculpture of 3 monkeys, one with showing hands over their mouth and over their eyes and over the ears.
See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Yes. And that too sometimes reminded me of people who are mentally ill and other people who are not do not want to have anything to do with people who have this problem of chemical imbalance.
So many of us have real fear
Yes,
about being near someone
yes,
with a mental illness,
yes.
or that someone in their family might have a mental illness. And as you well know, fear is one of the biggest monsters we have to fight. I do think in the 30 years that I've been going out and about talking about this, I do now begin to see some awareness. I mean, at least we talk about it on television now. We talk about it in gathering places, which, you know, back in my day, you didn't say a word
That's right.
because for fear you would either lose your job or lose your mates or lose something. So I do think it's taken a long time, but I do think we are making progress. And for that, I must say, forgive me for putting you on the spot, Kathy and Michael, but NAMI is almost single-handedly responsible for that.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. I was just at the NAMI National Convention, which was last week in Chicago.
Yes, I know.
It was awesome, and we had science that I have never heard before They even
Isn't it exciting? It's truly amazing what's going on now.
yes.
Did she go? Did you go to it,
No,
Anna?
she wasn't.
I didn't get to go to it because I was working.
I.
Awesome,
But I
awesome.
tell you, the science that we are seeing now, you know, if you're ever going to have a mental illness, now's the time to do it.
Oh, it's changed, and these 3 companies came. Ken Duckworth is the chief psychiatrist for NAMI National. Brought
Yes,
these
right.
3 companies in, and they are doing what they call protein biomarkers, which
Uh-huh.
means they can do a swab of your cheek, send it in, run it through their machines, and analyze. And one company was doing 51 protein biomarkers. They can tell what the diagnosis is, and they can tell what the medications will work best.
Oh my God!
It is awesome. It
Yes,
is
it is.
awesome.
Is it being implemented now? Or?
It is being implemented just now. It's brand new. It
Oh,
costs
my
about
God.
$2,500
Wow.
from one of the companies. Another one does it for $500. There were 3. They're supposed to have their stuff out there on the internet. We had an
That's
hour and a
pricey
half.
nowadays, but it's a very small investment for.
Oh, my
Compared to a
gosh.
week in the hospital, it's a
Oh
drop in
my
the bucket.
gosh. And
Exactly.
then to think they could do this even with prisoners in jail, I'm just awe-inspired by what I heard this last week of the science of mental
thrilling.
illness.
How thrilling!
Oh, and it was and Ken Duckworth made sure they came to our NAMI convention. It was him that brought them here.
I got to meet him a few years ago. What a
Yeah.
nice man!
Yeah.
Anna,
Yes.
this is a little bit of a diversion, but my line of questioning has kind of been on a trajectory. The next thing I would like to know, and I'll give you just a little bit of personal background. I had my ex-wife had a very serious mental illness, and has made the decision not to not be treated.
Praise God.
Now,
Oh,
when
yes.
we were when we first caught on to all this, a couple of things. You're knowing that this is a process and not an event when the
Right.
medication begins to work. I think a lot of times for family members, we 2 things happen. First of all, at least in years past, and I think we still have this problem. Family members tend to be ignored and sort of shut out of the treatment process.
Boy, ain't that the truth?
Yes.
The
And-
ugly truth.
And I wonder, that kind of shortens my question. I wonder if you
right.
could talk about the importance, if you have had sympathetic and involved family members, what that's meant to you.
Certainly, I am one of the lucky ones. I have had support from the moment I was willing to accept diagnosis. Again, both from my ex-husband and then, of course, now my husband of 25 years, Mike, who had never really seen me in an episode.
Oh.
But I've given him a pretty clear picture. And his goodness and his unconditional love is, I think, very much a part of why my recovery has been so successful. Family members, oh my God, the unsung heroes, the unsung
Thank you.
victims.
Yes.
What we do to family members, can only be done in prisoner of war camps. It's just horrible. And they don't have the benefit of the illness. And many of them, it doesn't occur to them even to go and see a doctor themselves
Yes. That is
Yeah.
right.
so that they can get an idea of what in God's name is going on.
And if they have, yeah.
I think what you do at NAMI with the family, I'm sorry, I forgot the title of the,
Family to family.
yeah, where people can go and they can vent
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
they can heal,
Yes.
because it isn't just the person with the mental illness who heals.
Yes.
It has to be everybody around. And I think that we were so dedicated to making sure people who need help get help, that we didn't pay enough attention to family members as you do. So certainly I would support and rally around those kinds of courses and meetings.
Well, you have to come here, girlfriend. You just have to come
Yes.
here.
Well,
I
I would.
think I do. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think I can go another year without getting there.
A honey bunch? Honey bunch?
We need to have a rally against the government. I'll sponsor that. How's that?
Don't get me started on the government.
Oh,
my God.
that could be another half an
I've been in
hour.
front of Congress 3 times now.
Oh, wonderful for you.
I had one very successful time where we got much more, many millions allocated to schizophrenia.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
wonderful.
But they didn't touch bipolar at all. And it was, I gotta tell you something silly. While I was addressing Congress, I was telling them the statistics. I don't know what they are today, but back then it were 1 in 4, I believe,
Wow.
people
Yeah, it's high.
has a mental illness.
If we knew
Well,
the
they
truth.
all immediately started looking at each other and counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, my
Yes, I
stars,
think
you
I've
kinda
seen some
wonder.
of that recently.
Anna?
Again, I believe that the stigma remains in some ways. I think that if you state you have a mental illness, probably you're not going to win a congressional election.
Or get a job, which I found out the
So
hard way.
that's my goal before I die.
Yeah.
Is that someone with a treated bipolar disorder can actually Mr. Kennedy
Was he one?
Patrick
has
Kennedy,
been published.
absolutely.
Patrick Kennedy, yeah.
Yes,
Right.
and he's
Has
now
gone public
started a
about it.
foundation, yeah. That's what he's going to do with the rest of his life, he said.
Anna?
Yes, my love.
It's me. I have written a poem. I don't know whether you've seen it or not. I sent it to Mike. Can I say it on the line? On
Please do.
Okay. It's called, "O people of the world, what shall we do with the mentally ill? May God bless them all. It is not their fault that they are ill. It is the brain that's not functioning. My own experience in this case is real. I am bipolar and I haven't been healed. Is it the food that we possibly eat? Is it the places that we live in? What? Disease means ill at ease of the body and soul. It is indeed a fallen world that we live in. We must gather together in order to win. We as humans must stop the prejudice which is aimed towards the ill of mind. Please help the ones who cannot help themselves. Be with them when they fall. Together we need each other all in all. It doesn't mean the mentally ill are useless. We too can contribute to mankind. May God bless the meek and the small, for without them there wouldn't be any life at all." And
Wow.
yeah, it's heavy.
That is, I don't think it's heavy. I think it's very uplifting and enlightening.
Oh, thank you.
And when you talk about prejudice of humankind, prejudice to me is born of fear.
Yes.
So those of us who are not afraid anymore have to keep penetrating that wall of fear.
Yes, I know. I meet up with that wall every now and then.
Yep.
And I cannot mention that I am bipolar to any people that I want to get a job from. Still.
Well, you better hope they're not watching television.
Well, too bad. Too bad. Guess what? I'm bipolar. And I admit to it.
We're
Yeah.
a powerful group, we are.
Well, heavy.
And NAMI keeps us going in the right direction.
Well, my dear, this is going on towards the end of the show. We got about another 3 minutes, girlfriend. So we're going to keep in touch with each other, aren't we?
I sure hope so. This hour has gone by in a blink.
Oh my goodness, there's so much to talk about. So when
Yeah.
when you do come here, I mean, we'll have you on our show. We'll have Kathy and Mike and whoever you wish to be on here, and we can just chat away.
Terrific.
We can just chat away.
Terrific. Oh, that would be wonderful. It's, you know, the electronic world makes things much easier for us in many ways.
Yes.
But there's nothing like being there.
Yes, that
Mhm.
is
That's
true.
true.
I mean, we love talking with you, and boy, it would have been a lot better if you had been here. But you know, I am glad that we have you on the line, and
Thank you so much.
as our guest, and we love you very much. And thank you. If it wasn't,
I love you too.
yeah,
We would very much like to have you here, and one of my goals in Fort Wayne is to make Fort Wayne the best city in Indiana to have a mental illness in. So you would really,
That's the perfect goal for me.
okay, you would really contribute to that, I'm sure.
Yes, I will. I love you guys. Thanks for letting us tell folks about something that seems so scary.
It's
It really isn't.
the show is going to be on within a week or so, and so
Okay.
and as soon as we get a master copy, we're going to be able to get you a copy of it.
Thank you.
So God bless to your girlfriend, and we love you very much. And
Thank
say
you
hi.
so much.
Say hi to Mike.
Thank you, Michael. I will say hi to Mike for you.
Okay, give him a
That's
big
my
hug.
man.
A
Okay.
Michael and a Patty right here, that's cool.
How about that? Yeah.
Well,
All right. God bless you all.
okay, thank you, dear. Catch you later.
Thank you.
Catch you
Bye
later.
now.
Bye, dear. Thank you for coming on to my show, Anna, and my guests, Mike and Kathy Bays. Mike Myers, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
But thank you for coming on to my show, and this was a very beautiful and wonderful show that we did today and last week. So thank you for coming and listening to my show. This is Patty Hunter of Patty's Page, and have a great week.